It really is an honor to be here with you today. Each one of us could have chosen to be anywhere else, but you chose to be here today. You chose to support one another. You chose to look beyond differences, and you chose to unite.
Amen.
It is an honor to be here today. Unfortunately, though, my sermon today is heavy. So the smiley Aline that you know may or may not be with us for the rest of the sermon time. I'm going to start with a song by one of my favorite artists. His name is Jack Johnson, out of Hawaii. The name of the song is News. 1 billion people died on the news tonight, but not so many cried at that terrible sight. Well, Mama said you can't always believe everything you hear, so baby, close your eyes to the lullabies on the news tonight. Who is the one to decide that it will be all right to put the music behind the news tonight? Well, Mama said, you can't believe everything you hear. The diegetic world is so unclear, so baby, close your eyes. Close your ears, turn away from the news tonight. The unobtrusive tones on the news tonight. And Mama said, why don't the newscasters cry when they read about people who died? At least they could pretend to be decent enough to put just a tear in their eyes. But Mama said, you can't believe everything. It's just make-believe. So baby, close your eyes on the news tonight. On the news tonight. #sorry. Although, is it too late to say sorry now? Our text this morning comes from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 1. I love the Gospel of Mark so much because he is just my kind of guy. He wastes no time embellishing things, straight to the point. In the story, we are told that this is the good news of Jesus Christ. Watch closely. I am sending my preacher ahead of you. Prepare for God's arrival. Make the road smooth and straight. And as this preparer of the way preached, he said, the real action comes next, really. The star of my drama will change your life. See, I'm only baptizing you with water. I'm sprinkling you. I'm making sure that all the dirt washes off your body. This guy, he's going to wash you from the inside out. So Jesus, after being baptized and led by the Spirit, goes into the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights, we're told. He was tempted by the devil. But after he endured the suffering, he goes out and begins to preach the message of God. And he says, time's up, everyone. God's kingdom is here. Change your life. Believe the message. Time is up, everyone. God is here. Change your life. Believe the message. Time's up. God is here. change my life? Believe in what message? I just don't know, God. There's just one too many messages ringing out there right now. Hashtag Bring Back Our Girls by Michelle Obama. Hashtag Immigration Reform. Hashtag I Can't Breathe. Hashtag Say Their Name. Hashtag Refugees Welcome. Hashtag Love Your Lines. Hashtag Girls Like Us. Hashtag Peace in the Middle East. Hashtag LGBTQ. Hashtag Presidential Election 2016. The message of brokenness and pain is oversaturating our world. And we keep telling ourselves, oh, you can't believe everything you hear. Baby, turn your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your ears to the news tonight. Oh, dear ones. Having people die by gun is awful, but I'm not sure that is the problem we face today. Carrying a few extra pounds, I'm not sure that's the problem we face today. Inequality is not the problem today. ISIS is not the problem today. Donald Trump, as egotistical and as big of a clown as he is not our problem today. I'm sorry to tell you. Global warming is not our problem. The modern day lynching of LGBTQ teens is not our problem today. Dear ones, these are but devastating, world-destructing, soul-crushing consequences of a generation concerned merely with themselves. These are but outward signs of a generation intrinsically egotistical. These are the results of a generation not about their daddy's business. The problem then is that we have brought individualism into the realm of humanity, and even worse, discipleship. Beloved, if you remember anything from today, remember that Mark writes about the good news of Jesus. And in that good news, God sends two preachers, John the Baptist and Jesus himself. Focused preachers, faithful preachers. Some of you may even say radical preachers. What are we preaching today? Dear ones, are we preaching materialism so great that we are willing to make children on the other side of the world endure poor working conditions just so our children can have the new iPhone? What are we preaching today? Are we preaching egoism so great that we disregard the suffering of billions of baby chicks and calves and, well, disregarding the very fact that the earth groaning is caused by our very actions, just so that we can eat at McDonald's? No big deal, right? We're turning our eyes to the news anyway. It doesn't matter if somebody else suffers, it's just so I can have what I want. Friends, what are we preaching today? Haven't we heard? Haven't we read that God takes form of a human baby and brings heaven down to earth? Haven't we heard that this baby, having grown up in this world, could have used his inner power to manipulate everything and everyone? Could have had all of the material things he wanted. In fact, people in the first century expected Jesus to be this rich ruler who just went into town and solved all of their problems. I bet they were disappointed when they saw this poor Jewish guy with dirty feet, black teeth, unbrushed hair, stinky breath, walking through town preaching a message of change. Time's up. God is here. You know why I wonder why that's like? And this is a confession. I'm sorry. I can't stand sitting next to people who smell bad. I can't stand looking at people who don't really brush their teeth that much. I can't. And I'm a Christian. I am a proclaimer of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I am a preacher. What is the message we are preaching today? Jesus waves his white flag and renounces himself. And he becomes about his daddy's business, to the point of being brutalized, torn apart by an oppressive system. Is it too late now to say sorry? No, it ain't. Time's up. Haven't we heard? No more. Change. God is here. Spread the message. But see, what does this change look like? I think we need to look at the text to see what that looks like. See, the change that they were preaching about started with the preachers. Jesus, immediately after starving himself and challenging the devil, he's tired, he's slim, he's sleep deprived. He goes into Galilee and he begins to heal people. He begins to call his disciples. Leave everything, come on, come my way. Just like in our story, change begins with you and me. Look within. John deprived of himself of housing, decent clothes, yummy foods. Jesus, we're told, foxes have holes, birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. They did this because they were focused on the mission and the message of God. So, do you want Jesus to show up in this world? Change your ways. Do you want to prepare for God's arrival? First of all, stop asking for things you don't need. You know you don't need the latest gadget even though you're due for an upgrade. And this one is for me. You don't need shoes of every color, every shape, every height. There are billions of people walking across national borders for days and months without end, without a pair of shoes on their feet. How about I resolve and you resolve to give more than receive? Want Jesus to show up? Stop taking diet pills, starving yourselves, trying to fit into your high school jeans. Instead, get back to the very place where you came from. Go back to the earth. Eat from it. Get back to that ground. If God was humble enough to get down on hands and knees to craft your body, you can get down on your hands and knees to change the way you eat. Want to prepare for God's arrival? Stop being so dang selfish all the time. Recognize that you were created in the image and likeness of God. You are wonderful, you're beautiful, you are creative. Go share that with someone else. Want to see Jesus in our midst? Look at the person next to you. Really, look at the person next to you. There he is. Jesus is here. But see, some of us have distorted the image of Jesus so much that we can't even recognize an image bearer in front of us. Some of us have distorted the image of Jesus so much that we have picked and choose which Jesus we are to follow today. Some of us say that the way to follow Jesus is to be the radical one. And that is okay because that is one part of Jesus. But if we only follow one part of Jesus, we're setting ourselves up for failure. So do you want Jesus to show up? Change and wait no longer. He is already here. Amen.